Before we get into the potential benefits, just tell us what raise the age would mean.
Well, currently in the state of North Carolina, you are seen to be an adult in the adult criminal justice system at the age of 16. So you end up not being a juvenile anymore once you turn 16 years old. We're the only one of two states left in the country where that's the case. In most states, you're not considered to be an adult until you turn 18 years old. So this proposal is actually looking at how do you treat a juvenile that's 16 or 17 years old in the criminal justice system. Should you treat them as a juvenile or should you treat them as an adult? And so that's really what this proposal is looking at. And what we're specifically talking about, why this is important, is because we know that the brain development of a 16 and 17-year-old is different than an 18, 19, or 20-year-old in the system. We know that the system that we have set up in the juvenile justice system is much more appropriate for those juveniles by keeping them in the juvenile justice system for a couple of reasons. Number one, we work with the whole family, and that's a big difference from the adult system. You can be arrested in the state of North Carolina at the age of 16, and your parents don't even have to be called. We think that if a juvenile gets arrested at the age of 16, that their parents must be involved and should be involved. That actually helps us make sure that we deal with the whole system that caused the juvenile to get in trouble in the first place. Secondly, we know that the approaches that we use in the juvenile justice system are much more appropriate for that population, for 16 and 17-year-olds. Right now, if you get convicted of a drug crime, for example, at 16 years old, you're going to be in a group setting with a 50-year-old sitting right beside you that has also had a drug offense. We know that that's not the most appropriate place for that juvenile. It's just like you don't take your child to a regular doctor, you take them to a pediatrician. We have the manpower and the resources and the knowledge to work with this population in the juvenile justice system much more effectively and much more efficiently.